Hi there, Chaz here from Chativation. Just here to give you 3 quick tips that will make you or help you make your job much more enjoyable. And of course, if you're going to make your job more enjoyable, you're going to perform better, and that's going to improve your career prospects whilst you're doing it. So I'm sure we've all seen this quote before: do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. The chances are, though, even if you are doing something you love, there's going to be elements of what you do where you don't quite hit the highs that you'd like. Now, there are ways that you can improve how much you enjoy your job, and this quick video will give you those 3 tips to help you do just that. First tip then, choose your tasks. Your job description is unlikely to be absolutely nailed on, rigidly fixed. The chances are that you're going to have a little phrase in there that says, and anything else that is deemed necessary for the role. So just consider what elements of the role that you're doing that you really enjoy. Think about what plays to your strengths or what really interests you. And from a bottom-up perspective, i.e. you have the control of it, you can tweak what it is that you do to make it more likely you're going to enjoy it. Think about how you do things. Can you make any changes to your processes and practice, and can you give preference or priority to things that suit your unique strengths? Now, with your tasks, can you do more? Can you do less? Are there additional tasks that you can take on that's going to make your role much more fun? If something particularly appeals, volunteer for doing it. Watch for trying to take on too much, though. You really don't want to end up being overwhelmed. Consider here too, what might help you to get the promotion you've been hoping for, or the pay rise, if that's your goal. Or potentially, how are you going to improve your work-life balance or your life-work balance? What tasks are there that you can eliminate from your role without meaning that you're missing any key targets or objectives, or just not doing what you're there for? So if you're completing the task audit that I mentioned in the last slide, have a look at the tasks that you do, maybe list them out and just check off and see which ones are there that are going to be able to be tweaked as you go. Second tip then, choose your relationship. As you can see on the slide here, there are a number of different things that you can do that's going to help you to improve your enjoyment at work. The more you get to know people, the more you get to have friends at work, the more you're likely to enjoy it. Attend social functions and make friends with people who have similar interests or skills, because you're going to be able to help each other out over the course of your time at whatever organisation it is. Think about what it is you can do that's going to make you that bit more indispensable, make you that bit more fun to be around. And if you're going to be doing that, think about the 3 people at work that you'd really like to get to know more. You know, it's said that we're an amalgamation of the people that we associate with. And if we assume that's true, who at work would you like to be seen with as somebody that you admire, and what specific traits do they exhibit that you think you might be able to pick up on? How can you build a relationship? Is there a common interest you might share that you can leverage to build rapport, to start a relationship? I always used to play golf or ski, and I've got a lot of friends that play golf whilst I was in the military, or skied while I was in the military, that I'm still friends with now. Think about being able to mentor somebody, maybe a little more junior or inexperienced. Or is there something that you'd like to be mentored in, and is there somebody that might be able to do that for you? For a very quick win, if there's somebody that stresses you out, just choose to spend less time with them. Third and final tip then, change your thinking. Think about how you view your job. I mean, this sounds a little unusual, right? But my question would be, how do you think of your job right now? We've already talked about thinking about the tasks you do or don't enjoy. You may have been able to tweak your job so that you can eliminate all of the less enjoyable tasks in your role, although the chances are you can't eliminate all of them. So if we want to think about how we change our thinking, how do we do that? So at some point you must have applied for your job in some way, shape or form. So what was it about the organisation or role that appealed to you? What's the overall purpose of what you're doing? How is it having a positive effect on other people? If you really want to see a great example of this in action, do a quick search for Valerie's Restroom on YouTube. It's a great example of how somebody is really enjoying their gig, even if that job isn't the most high-powered or well-paid. If that doesn't work for you, focus on the specific elements of your role that you find meaningful and enjoyable. Remind yourself that these are the reasons that you do what you do. Identify and connect with your values. And your job and career, if you're doing something that you value, is always going to be satisfying. There's no right or wrong in what your values are. They're as individual as you are. And knowing what they are and making sure that the organisation you work for shares at least some of them is going to be really important for your happiness. And when I'm talking about values, I'm not necessarily talking about the values that are written on the wall, more the ones that people live on a day-to-day basis. You know, the culture. And think about the stories you tell yourself as well. We've all told ourselves various different stories. Oh, I'm rubbish at this, I'm rubbish at that, I'll never be able to do that, there are things I can't do. Change the stories. Think about what you can do to change the language in the things you tell yourself. I can do that, I just haven't learned how yet. There was a great example of that in the TV series The West Wing. The President of the United States couldn't use the intercom, and his secretary, his PA, said, "You can't use the intercom system." And he said, "It's not that I can't use it, it's just that I haven't learned yet." Different way of framing it, different way to change and tell that story. So think about how you might do that. So there you go, 3 quick tips for helping you to improve your life and your enjoyment at work. Now, if you want to learn more, or if you'd like to do the full course that's going to take you through this and so much more, pop along to the link below. Have a look at chativation.com and see if there's anything on there that you fancy doing as a course. We've got this, we've got a whole variety of other things. Hopefully we can make it fun for you, just the same way that you're about to make work fun. Have a fantastic day. Keep smiling.